voices and stay connected to your local community on WHOW and WEZC.
Your friend in Central Illinois. WHOW.
Top of the morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. My guest in studio this morning is Halley Roberson. She is the city administrator for the city of Farmer City. Halley, good to see you again. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing really good. Thank you so much for having me back.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming back.
Yeah.
I didn't know if me and Taylor and the craziness that was that last interview was like, oh boy, I don't know if I want any of this stuff. So
well, I found it this time.
All right. Yeah, that's right.
I didn't get faked out by the trees.
Yes.
So
no, it's all good.
I'm actually on time.
You were very early this morning, in fact. So yeah, I would always get the last minute text, and Taylor's got kids, and he's coming from a long ways. He's got a lot on the plate. He's trying to coordinate, and I'd get a text from Taylor at 25 after, and he'd be like, "Hey man, can we switch this thing to Zoom? I'm so sorry to do this late to you." I'm like, "Yeah, let's just do it on Zoom." So it's all good. And by the way, if you ever need to pivot to that, feel free. That always works. It's that's never a problem. So, but anyways, we mentioned that last time you were in, Halley, with Taylor Baxter, who was the outgoing city administrator in Farmer City. Now you take the reins and just kind of remind us, for maybe folks that missed that introductory interview with you, a little bit of your background, how you came to Farmer City.
Sure. Yeah, the training wheels are off. So I'm solo now, but I have a very good supporting crew. Can't say enough about the staff at Farmer City, and the city council has been really great with helping me get my legs underneath me. So I had been city manager in Kansas for almost 10 years. So I definitely, understand the role and kind of the responsibilities. And coming from Kansas so far, I've just transferred the K with an I, and I have all the same things. So I've got, instead of K dot, I've got I dot. Instead of, Kansas Municipal Energy, I've got Illinois Municipal Energy.
Sure.
And so
now, isn't everything on that side of the river too? It starts with a K. Like all your radio stations start with a K too.
Oh, it could be.
Yeah, I think that's right, if I'm not mistaken. So, anyways,
sounds right.
Yeah, cool.
You've convinced me. I'm in.
Awesome. So I'm so glad I put that worthless trivia thing out in the universe. Continue on. Forgive me for interrupting
No,
you.
you're fine. So, and one of the things that really, there's a lot of things that appeal to me about Farmer City. I think that it's poised very well for a lot of growth. But for me, I really also enjoy the electric component. And my experiences with, I really wanted to find a town that did their own electric utility, but also had the ability to generate. And so I found that in Farmer City. So really great fit for me. There's a lot of really interesting things coming down with electric right now. And I just think it's going to be a lot of like, get ready for kind of an unknown. And that I find that exciting. It's going to be really challenging for everyone, but it'll be fun.
Sure. Very good. Very good. Well, and you mentioned, you told me before we got started here this morning, really hit the ground running. You know, I know it was a couple of months that you and Taylor kind of worked together in this transition to your time, and you're just ready to, first couple of days without Taylor, you're ready to hit the ground running. So
yeah, well, it's summertime. So you better hit the ground running. If you're not running, it's going to run over you because summer's just a busy time.
Maybe literally with all the equipment and all those things. So.
No kidding. Everything's rolling right now in town. We've got 2 really good projects going on. We've got a Washington Street project. It doesn't look as exciting on the surface as it really is because the really cool stuff happened underground. So we were able to reline a sewer main down there, which is going to extend the life of that by 25 years easy, and replace a new water main. But the cool part was, originally when they did it, you never really know what they were thinking back in like maybe the 20s or 30s when those houses went in, and they're like, oh, we have running water now. And so that's new. And the connections for the house were way too far out, and they were actually in the street, which meant for the homeowner, if they would have ever had to replace that line, because that's what the homeowner's responsible for, the connection from the house to the main, they would have had to cut into the street,
Mm-hmm.
and then I would have been there saying, hey, you're going to have to pay to put that back.
Mm-hmm.
And it would have cost them another 10 grand
Mm-hmm.
easy to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So with this project, we were able to move the main closer to the house so that they won't have that expense when the day comes that that line ever has to be replaced. Does it look that cool? No. And mostly everybody's like, when are you going to reseed my yard? And I'm like, okay, well, we saved you 10 grand, so you're welcome, but I'll get some grass seed out there, promise, probably
Sure.
in the fall.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
but
I was
that
gonna say.
was really exciting. And then we've got another one over on Plum Street where they're pouring like a big apron kind of to really widen that intersection. There's
Mhm.
a lot of just heavy trucks that go through there.
Mhm.
And so we're really hoping that that helps getting some storm drainage in as well. So that'll help with all the water that we get.
Yeah, sure. Back to those kind of two projects, Washington Street project. I mean, it does not sound grand in the scheme of grand. It does not sound
Yeah.
big in the grand scheme of things, where it's like, okay, you move that water main, what was it, maybe 10, 15 feet closer?
Yeah, ish.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
And then no one really knows that you did it. And they're just like, this is a lot of work to repave a street. And you're like, and you're like, oh, there's so much more going on than just
Sure.
the repaving of the street. But
the street is getting
the street
repaved as a
is
part
gonna
of this.
get repaved. And so that's going to be really nice. Have curb and gutter, and
Mm.
that just helps with storm drainage, helps with the longevity of the life of the street, which is less money to the taxpayers. And that's always the goal.
What do you know about what prompted that project?
It's going to be sewer mains that are failing. And
Yeah.
absolutely nobody wants that.
Mhm.
And so then while you're doing that, you're just like, hey, let's make the most out of this money and let's address the water as well.
Mm.
And then you tear the street up so bad, you're like, and we're going to be replacing the street also.
Was this the project you told me you found an extra water main? Is that what that was?
No, that was over on Plum.
Okay.
And
Well, I
so-
guess let's transition to Plum Street.
Yeah, so that was over on Plum Street, and everybody spend so much money. There's so much effort put into mapping out the infrastructure, and you just never get it. And so we were doing that, and contractors are there because it's just too big of a project to handle in-house. So contractors are there, and then we dig up this old water service, and no one knew what it was, and tried to find it on maps, and it just wasn't even there. So just checking it to make sure that it doesn't still service something.
I was going to say, does it
because
still
you'll
do?
find that
Yeah.
you'll find that where you're like, oh, this is dead, and then you go to take it out, and then you've got a geyser shooting up, and you're like, I guess it wasn't. So we did double check. Not that I'm speaking from experience, but I am. And but we were able to check. There was no service happening there. Hadn't been for a long time.
Oh,
so
wow.
then we just filled it in, and now everything's back on track and rolling.
Yeah. Okay. So Plum Street, you're extending the intersection. Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's been kind of unofficially extended from the trucks, and so
yeah, sure.
we're like, okay, we got the hint. So we're extending the pavement all the way over there,
Mhm.
and they've brought in gravel, and everybody's kind of trying to do their best, but with the rains that we've gotten, it
Mhm.
just wasn't going to stand up to it. So
Oh.
we're able to get some, and this was a long time coming. This
Mhm.
is actually a grant project.
Tell us about the
So
grant.
the grant, I'm almost afraid to say it out loud because it's just too good of a doggone deal.
Yeah.
So the city was awarded a $750,000 grant to do this project. The project came in under budget.
Mhm.
Hello, never happens.
Oh, really?
Right. And so the project came in at 600. So then you're just like, oh man, I got to give back that 150,000. But IDOT has actually found a way for us to keep that kind of in our credits so that we can use it for future project engineering.
Oh, nice.
So
Oh,
that
nice.
is
Oh, wow.
unheard of.
Yeah.
I was just like, Illinois is going to be pretty sweet. Let me keep my grant money.
That is wow. That seems unusual for the state of Illinois too.
I know.
That's-
It's like, don't tell anybody. I
Yeah.
shouldn't be telling you right now.
I was
but
gonna say you shouldn't be telling any other city
the
administrators.
jury will disregard the last comment.
Yeah. Tony Harris is listening in this morning,
Right.
and he's like, "Where did our money go?"
He's like,
So
where's that money?
yeah, exactly. But no, that's really neat. So in total, what are these two projects costing the city? Would you estimate, Haley?
We're about 1.2 million. They both coming in at 600,000.
Okay, not bad at all.
Which I didn't think so, especially for the Washington project. I
Yeah.
feel like we're really getting an awful lot done for that money.
Yeah,
You
to
know?
repave a road, move the
Yep.
lines,
And
redo the sewer line.
the price of concrete just keeps going up and up, just like everything.
Yeah.
I don't care what it is. Everything, the price is just going up and up.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
really happy to see that come in under budget,
Mhm,
and
mhm,
really excited that we kind of have a little something
mhm.
so that we don't have to start from zero
Yeah.
for the next project with First Street project.
Or have all of these first of all, have all of these projects gone smoothly?
I'm going to say as smooth as they can.
Yeah.
Plum Street had the surprise of the old water connection,
Which ended up being really a
which
non-issue.
ended up being a non-issue. Thankfully, that doesn't always happen. Couple surprises over on Washington where we were like, had to, well, Washington's another great example of, your mapping not really having all the answers for you, where we shut the people off on Washington. We notified them that their water was going to get shut off for a temporary period of time. But then there was another person who was randomly connected to it, like across the intersection. And everybody was just like, how do they have this? So you had stuff like that, some valves that we were like, that we didn't trust. And we were like, let's dig this out so we don't have to turn it off, because we're afraid if we turn it off, we were going to have to turn off a whole lot of people. And we were afraid that some of the valves were going to break.
Oh,
So
oh
we
no.
were like, that if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
So we just kind of chose to go that way. It cost us a little bit more. It was like another $10,000 onto the project, but it was like a gamble. It's either you spend 10 or there's a very real possibility you could be getting hit with 50 or 60.
Yeah, right.
Sure.
Sure.
And you don't have time to make those decisions. You don't get to get a committee involved. It's like, we're rolling now. If you don't make a decision, we have to leave and go to another job. You're going to be, not hit your timeline, which is going to mess up your funding. And so you just have to make those choices on the fly.
You said you've got a little bit in the bank now for the next project.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the next project?
The next project is going to be finding the next project. I think that's what it's going to be. So we've got some planning that we're really going to do and really kind of assess and, find out what's bleeding the worst.
Yeah.
And then let's go after that.
Sure. Very good. Well, excellent stuff, Haley.
Yeah, it's fun. I'm really excited. It's just getting through the summer and getting the street guys back on streets, because right now they're all on mowers and just scrambling for all their work to keep up, and getting the pool's closing a little bit earlier this year.
Yeah.
But we're able to stay open during the day during this period of time, where usually you're not. Usually it's kind of a weekend thing. But all the kids are going back to school.
Yeah.
So this is a plea out to the adults who don't have to go back to school. If you would like to be a lifeguard next year, we'd love to have you and keep it open later.
Well, I'll tell you what, let's hit on that on the other side of the break a little bit more, if that's okay. Sure. Halley Roberson is the city administrator for the city of Farmer City, our guest in studio here this morning. More to come with Haley coming up on the WHOW Morning Show.
WHOW.
Let's check the markets on the RFD radio network. I'm DeLoss Yankee. Looks like a turnaround Tuesday is in order. Yesterday, we were higher for grain and soybean futures, and corn contracts just kept moving higher as the session went on. Today, though, a lower start, and soybeans are leading losses down double figures. For corn, September's down 4.45 and a quarter. December down 4 and a quarter, 4.68 and a quarter. March down 4 and a quarter at 4.84. September soybeans down 13 and a quarter, 11.60 and a half. November down 14, 11.78 and a quarter. January down 14, 11.93. Soy meal for September down 2.60, 3.12.80. Soy oil down 64, 68.15. September wheat down 10 and 3/4, 6.40 and a quarter. KC off a dime, 7.07 and a quarter. RFD Radio Network.
This is Inside.
Baum Chevrolet Buick offers full transportation options while giving you peace of mind. This is Scott Baum from Baum Chevrolet Buick here in Clinton. This is what we do every day. We listen to you, give you options for routine maintenance, major mechanical problems, or collision repairs with a staff that's knowledgeable to find the best option for you. Baum Chevrolet Buick, your full service dealer. See us at baumchevybuick.com right from the start.
Here's Matt Hart, owner of the Hart Media Group in Clinton.
It's been great. You and Ben and the entire team are doing a great job. And we're just continuing on serving the local community, right? This is what this is all about. We're here to serve our local community. We're here to tell the local stories. We're here to cover the news. So nothing in that regard is changing. Our goal is connecting people. And that's our tagline at Hart Media Group. It's connecting people.
Hart purchased the Miller Media Group in August of 2025 and looks forward to serving the community for years to come.
Your friend in Central Illinois, WHOW.
Once again, a good morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. The WHOW Morning Show streams to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. My guest in studio today, Halley Roberson, City Administrator for the City of Farmer City. Halley, you mentioned going out of our first segment there, the pool is going to close up here in a few weeks. Just kind of give us a rundown of the end of the pool season.
Well, first off, I've got to give a shout out to the pool staff, the lifeguards, and the manager. They have done a phenomenal job this year. They've been very short-staffed, and those kids have really dug in and made it happen. So I hope everybody really has enjoyed the pool. We've got until the 16th to continue doing that, but all the kids just have to go back to school. And so getting staffed up for the pool properly is always a challenge. And so anybody who would be interested, especially if there was like some adults who could work later into the summer so we could keep it open longer, that would be great. I think everybody always thinks like, oh, this is just a high schooler job, but it's not. So yeah, if we had the staff, we could have it open longer.
Yeah, sure. How has the summer pool season gone?
You know, like I said, the staff has been wonderful. They have just really done a fantastic job. I think it's gone great. I know I've been by. I wanted to stop in quite a few times, and then I was like, oh wow, the parking lot's full. You know, so I'm not going to bother people when it's that busy. But I think folks have really enjoyed it. It's always great to be able to provide a service like that to the community and let folks enjoy it. It's an expensive venture, you know, for the city for sure, but communities really like it.
Sure. I was going to say, it's really been, you know, for lack of a better term, kind of a money drain the last couple of years with all the things that
all pools are. Even when they run perfect.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, it's just about how much money can we not lose? you know going into it, you're going to lose money. But it's one of the services that gets provided that the community really enjoys, gives the kids something to do and families, you know, some really cheap entertainment, and everybody has a good time. But yeah, make no mistake about it, it's an absolute money pit for every single city that has one.
So any issues this summer from that end of things?
You know, there's always something. We had some resurfacing stuff that they got a little too aggressive with the resurface, and we had to like then go chisel that down because it was just tearing up people's feet. And so, you know, you pay all this money, and as soon as you put the word pool in it, you're looking at triple the price of anything that you want. So they're expensive, and there's just, if there was a way around it, if anybody knows a way around it, please call the city office and ask for me.
Sure, very good. So August 16th, final day for Farmer City pool season. It sounds like. Yep, very good, very good. Now, do you all just cover it up, or does it just kind of stay open?
You drain it, you clean it, you prep all the pumps, make sure everything's winterized really well, and then shut it all down. Turn off all the utilities to it, just so, because no one's going to be down there, and you don't want any. You know, it's all mitigating risk.
Exactly right. Exactly right. Well, let's wrap up, Halley, this morning talking about the Interstate 74 project, some development out there. What's the latest? What do we know?
I wish there was some wood in here for me to knock on, because I think we've got some momentum going out there. The contractors who are working on that have been really kind of had their hands tied. They're waiting on an IDOT permit. And so as soon as that comes through, they're going to get going up there. And IDOT has told them it'll be soon. For those of you who are listening, I'm doing big air quotes here, this soon. And so if you want a date on that, I don't have one, but I know everybody wants one. I want one too. and the plan is to have a road built out there
Mhm.
by winter.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
hopefully we'll see some action happening.
Mhm.
And then all the plans are there to bring in utilities. We already have a lot of utilities in out there.
Mhm.
And so just finishing up that project and keeping up with it. But you gotta wait on the permits.
That you do.
Yeah.
You do. Remind us what the big picture is out there.
Big picture is gonna be some rental properties. That's probably one of the biggest things for Farmer City. I know it was a struggle for me moving here.
Mhm.
You know, there just wasn't anything
Mhm.
there to choose from. And so I think bringing in some rental properties, it's going to be, they're also talking about gas stations and kind of like maybe almost strip mall type of
Mhm.
thing, so that there's some retail right there off of the highway. And I think we're gonna see is we're gonna pick up the money that's driving by, and that's gonna be really exciting
Mhm.
for us, and hopefully alleviate and generate some additional revenue that is literally just driving by on the highway. People stop and get some gas, and I don't know about you, but when I stop and get gas, I'm also getting some snacks.
Mhm.
So
Mhm. Mhm.
you know, all of that is going to be really exciting.
Sure. You know, that brought up, Haley. I had Kurt Homan, the DCDC director, yesterday. I'm just curious, have you gotten to know many of the county officials at this point yet?
I
or-
have. I've met with Kurt quite a few times, and we
Yeah.
actually got out, and I was able to meet the board on their last meeting and went to go tour that Quick Wall
Mhm.
out in Clinton.
Mhm.
Wow,
Mhm.
what a facility!
Mhm.
What it is just wonderful to even bring to this area. Going to be a huge employer, and the product that they turn out is
Mhm.
just absolutely
Mhm.
state of the art.
Nice.
So
Very
really good.
Yep. Sure. Haley, I hate to do this to you. I do need to let you go.
Yeah.
How do folks follow along all things Farmer City?
Our website is going to be good, and then we also have the Farmer City Facebook page.
Follow it there. Very good. Haley, always good to see you.
Thank
wait-
you so much.
Yeah, can't wait for more of these conversations.
Okay.
Halley Roberson is the Farmer City city manager, our guest in studio this morning. The morning show streams to Facebook and YouTube. Brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. Network News is now.
WHOW.